my class. My name is Squire Mellori. Today we're going to be going over heat-related illnesses and how to prevent them. This is Squire Cornix. He's helping me. He's my easel today. Disclaimer, I am not a doctor, nor am I giving you medical advice. So whatever you do is your decision only. This is just informational. I'm not responsible for anything. Thank you.
I trained for this in high school. No, I got it.
Alright, so to start off, we're going to learn a little bit about the body. The average body...
I need a little help. I need a little help. Alright, we're good.
The average body temperature is about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 Celsius if you're like that. Hyperthermia is when the core temperature rises above that and then you're just not able to transfer heat anymore. Some things that cause that are dehydration, vomiting, diarrhea, certain medical conditions, certain medications, obesity, and then there are environmental factors as well, which include exercising in a hot climate, lack of ventilation, clothing, so really like tight restrictive clothing. I'm a bad example because I'm wearing that. Hot tubs, decreased fluid intake, which again is related to dehydration. So like at an event, it might look like if you're sitting in your tent and you're not getting any type of breeze, that also increases your body temperature. Alright, so how does the body cool itself down? Thank you for your patience in our transitions. Alright, so there's three main ways the body gets rid of heat, which is radiation, conduction, and convection. So, radiation is when the outside temperature is cooler than your body temperature. Your body radiates heat. Heat goes from hot to cold. Conduction is when you touch something colder than you, your heat transfers to that object. Again, it will not work if that object is the same temperature as you or if it is hotter. And then convection is when something like air or water, like it takes your heat away. So for example, right now it's windy, so it is cooling us off. Evaporation uses all three of these methods. And a good example of that is sweat. And these are important, so kind of keep them in mind as we go. And then physiological responses, so your body's like responses to heat is you're going to turn red. This happens because your veins dilate to increase your blood flow. Your core vessels restrict, so those core vessels are getting smaller to push heat out towards the surface, towards your skin. Your heart rate increases, again to increase your blood flow, and your sweat glands activate to try to do evaporation. These are my doodles of what this looks like. So what happens when your body cannot do these things? Okay, so what happens when your body cannot do these things or it cannot do it fast enough? We're going to go through some heat-related illnesses, and we're going to go from the least severe to the most severe. So, this is the fun part. Heat cramps. Heat cramps essentially happens because of a loss of salt or electrolytes within your body. So if you start sweating a whole lot and you're not replacing those things, like your muscles cramp up. A lot of people think that when they start getting cramps, they need to up their potassium. While potassium, I'm sure, is helpful for this specific illness, the underlying cause is electrolytes, so you do need to replace those. Common things are salty snacks or energy drinks. Drinking plain water will make this so much worse. Do not do that. And then stretching, a lot of people think they can just stretch it out. It feels nice, but it's just going to be like a very small temporary fix because it's not addressing the underlying cause. In a pinch, if you don't have any salty snacks or electrolytes, but you happen to have some salt with you, you can mix 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt per quart of water. This is very gross. I have done it, but it does help. Do you have a question?
Why does just drinking water make it worse?
Because drinking plain water without any of the electrolytes isn't fixing the cause. You're not taking in salt, you're just actually making it worse.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a salt issue, not a water issue. Going back to the stretching thing, you do still need to stretch before and after an exercise. This is not an excuse not to do that. This is a different reason why you need to stretch. So, for those of you who don't like to stretch, it's not an issue. Alright, and then next is heat syncope, or fainting. This is due to a decreased blood flow, so less blood coming from the heart going to the brain. It's not typically due to like any profound dehydration or hyperthermia. It's mostly due to just cooling. So heralds, you're probably at most risk for this because you're standing there watching people. You need to remember to like bend your knees, move around a little bit because you don't want to stand there for long periods of time and have all that blood flow into your legs. You will pass out. The most people at risk for this is going to be your acclimatized, I cannot pronounce that word, non-acclimatized people or your geriatric population. You're just at most risk for it. And then if this happens to you and it happens more than one time, you need to leave and go to the hospital. It's on the not so severe list, but it can get very dangerous still. You don't need to ignore it. Moving on. Okay.
We could get stiffer paper next time.
We could get stiffer paper next time. So now we're getting kind of into the big boy ones. It might seem like a big jump, but I'm just covering these main 4 things. So heat exhaustion is a very big issue and I've seen it at events. Please don't let it happen to you or your friends. So this happens when you have both severe water and salt loss. Chili. This is dangerous and you need to try to fix it as quickly as you can. So you need to stop all your activities, you need to find shade, you need to hydrate, which includes electrolytes, I'm going to say that a lot. You need to remove any tight clothing, don't get naked because you're still in public, but remove the clothing if you can. Fan yourself with anything, and then have a friend go get a medic for you because you do need immediate attention. Things to look out for are headache. Headache is a big indicator that you're going to have some kind of heat-related illness starting. Thirst, obviously you're dehydrated, your body is telling you to go drink something. General weakness, fatigue, nausea. Nausea may be accompanied by vomiting, which is just going to make it worse. Tachycardia, so your heart rate is up, it's elevated. Tachypnea, which is elevated breathing. Profuse sweating, orthostatic hypotension, which basically if you're going from a sitting position standing up, your blood pressure drops, you can get dizzy and faint from that. Same from lying down if you sit up too fast. Elevated temperature, because again your body's not getting rid of heat quickly enough, and confusion. It is very dangerous. Please do not let it go to heat stroke. I also meant to pass this out before I talked about it. I'm going to bring it up to the camera really quick so everybody can see. If you're watching this on a recording and you want to take a screenshot, that would be great.
I could take a picture of all the slides in that and put them at the end of the video as well.
Great. I'm going to pass these around just because they're the most important. I want everybody to be able to get like a really good look at them. Huh? Yes.
So say you're dealing with heat exhaustion and you manage to get some water and some salt and you bring yourself back out of it. Are you immediately good to start participating again, or does your body take a little bit longer to recuperate than you know?
I think you should take a little bit to recuperate, take a break, take an hour, do what you need to do. Everybody is different in their own things. Some people recover a lot faster than other people do, but if you're already at this stage and you start to feel better, don't push yourself to getting right back at it, because you're just increasing your risk of heat stroke every time you do it. So,
thank you.
Fighting is fun, it's great. Don't hurt yourself to try to do it. Heat stroke is the worst thing that you can have. This is a medical emergency. It is very bad. Don't do it. This is when you have severe hyperthermia, so your temperature is above 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius, if you're like that. When this happens, or if you feel like this is going to happen, you need to remove all your restrictive clothing, all of it. Don't get naked, you're in public. You need to use cold water immersion, so not many places have a pool, unfortunately, that we go to. But if you have any extra cold waters, you need to dump those on yourself because you have to cool down immediately. Another thing is you want to get some ice packs. You want a friend to get some ice packs. You need to sit down. And you're going to put them on your, like where your arteries are, so like in your groin area, under your armpits, up on your neck. If you have one of those big bags of ice that you get from like the gas station, you can just sit down and bear hug it because you just need to cool your body off. This can cause neurological problems, so like a stumbling gait, irritability, confusion, combativeness, bizarre behavior, seizures, hallucinations, fainting, confusion. And then a big telltale sign of this is you're no longer sweating because your body just does not have the resources to produce that for you. If this happens, go to a hospital because you can fall into a coma and you can die from it. I really don't want you to die at any minute.
We like you.
We like you. Alright, so now that I've scared you, I'm going to tell you how to prevent these things from happening. Okay, I've said it 1,000 times already, but hydration is the key to staying safe. That does not just mean water, it also means electrolytes. Don't forget your electrolytes. Also, electrolytes need sugar to bind to. I'm not saying go out and like eat a whole entire cake by yourself, but every once in a while do take a little bit of sugar in. I'm bad about this because I don't like to eat a lot of sweets while I'm working out, but you know. And then again, headache is a good indicator that heat illness is beginning. So please just be aware of your body, be self-aware, listen to yourself, and just take in water. If you use the restroom, you can use your urine as an indicator of how hydrated you are. So this scale isn't 100% accurate just because like differences in printing, but typically if you're more towards clear and you're staying in that range, you're hydrated. If you're very yellow, you're getting dehydrated. And if you're like brown, if you're peeing brown, you're extremely dehydrated and you need to go drink water. Keep in mind that with this, if you're taking any type of vitamins or some medications, this can make your pee a bright color instead. It can alter it. So this isn't like a 100% go-to chart, but it is a good thing to kind of keep in mind. Also, if you're somebody who does not like to just drink water, you can put flavoring packets in there. You can eat snacks that have a lot of water in them. So like pineapple, watermelon, cucumber, all these kinds of things. These are healthy for you anyway, so you should probably just eat them. But like there are foods with high water content as well, and your body actually absorbs those pretty quickly. And then going to the next one. What if I just let it go?
No, it's okay.
Someone somewhere may need that.
Someone might need that.
Yes, we do.
Another great thing that you can do is acclimatize to your climate. So thankfully we are all living here in the south. We're used to it. We get it naturally. But for our northern folks who come down, this might not be super realistic, but please just try anyway.
Show up a day early to event.
Yeah, just to help.
Just open your oven and leave it on for an hour. Or two.
How long does it take to acclimatize?
We'll get to that. So, acclimatize, however you say it. Average, a healthy adult takes 7 to 10 days. Children and elderly take 10 to 14 days, just to get used to it. If you think about, I kind of compare it to weightlifting, so you're not just going to start out with like the big, strong, heavy weights. You need to slowly work your way into it. So, like, mow your grass in the hot sun one day, or take a walk. Just slowly work your way up. If you do live in a cold region and you have access to like a sauna, or you can turn your heat up and exercise in that, just slowly at a time, this will help you as well. Just because, especially down here in the south, it is hot, it's humid, it's excruciating. Other than that, you need to wear loose-fitting clothing. Again, I'm a bad example because not only am I wearing dark clothes, but they're leggings, so, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Avoid dark colored clothes. Dark colored clothes soak in the heat, they make you hotter. Talon, in all black right now.
Don't be in a lot.
Douse often, so cooling rags help. I know Squire over there has saved my life quite a few times with giving me like a cold wet towel to wear. Misting sprays also help. This might be better in the north where it's not so humid, because down here, like, you can drown in our humidity. I'm sure it still feels nice, but it's not going to work quite as effectively as a cooling rag, just for our region. Seek shade. If you're sitting on the side of the field after fighting for a little bit, why are you sitting in the sun? Go sit in the shade. And then have a way to create your own convection. So again, that's with the wind or a fan. So you can bring, some people have those portable fans on their necklaces. You can bring like a fan, just anything to create some wind, get yourself cooled off. And then, and that's it, I guess. That's all I had. So, thanks for coming.